touch 23 because LeBron.
Welcome to Covey Cast, where faces unfiltered and voices are heard. And here's your host, Mr. K-Dog.
This is the Covey Cast. We're a production of Covenant Student Ministries, and which is part of Covenant Church United Methodist in High Point, North Carolina.
Yeah.
We are a middle school and high school Sunday school class, and a couple of older kids. I'm your host, Mr. Kevin K-Dog.
One older kid.
Special K, whatever.
Smitty.
Smitty. Yeah, that's the most common one. Anyway, we're going to go around the room, and we're going to start the other direction today because, I'm feeling, weird like that. Give your first name.
Nolan.
David.
Everin.
Riley.
Jack.
So who did anything good this week?
Me.
What'd you do?
I went to an HBU women's game last night.
Anybody else do anything good this week?
I had 2 birthday parties yesterday.
Excellent.
Oh, cool.
Was one of them yours by chance?
No.
I did nothing interesting.
Okay, so who wants to read our Bible verse today? I did yours.
You have sent to John, and he has testified to the truth. Not that I accept human testimony, but I have mentioned it that you may be saved.
Thank you very much. That was very good. So today's passage is an interesting one. We know that it would be hard to convince people that you were God if you weren't. Let's assume that I decided to start telling people that I was God. If I did, it would take about 2 minutes, maybe less, for someone to find a bunch of reasons why that wasn't true. And I certainly wouldn't be able to convince others that knew me that I was God. I think we can all agree to that. Yet we see Jesus doing a really amazing thing in this portion of the scripture. He was giving the Jewish leaders proof of his being the Son of God. His first piece of proof was the testimony of John. John was his cousin, and John would have known him pretty well. If Jesus wasn't God, John could have easily told them. Yet Jesus points to John as one of the proofs that he was indeed the Son of God. So, why is this important to our faith? Well, because who you believe Jesus is matters a lot. All of Christianity hinges on this truth. This is what Jesus was trying to tell the Jewish leaders of his day. He was bringing different testimonies of who he was to them to say, you can't deny this. I am the Son of God, and I am the Messiah. Anybody ever try to pretend to be something you're not? When I got out of high school and I joined I went to join the military, and I went to my first computer school. And this isn't like the internet days like you have now where you all have a baseline. Computers were a hobby thing for most people. Or, it was a niche thing. It wasn't something that everybody knew. And I remember going to my first computer class to learn how to work on computers. And I'm in a room full of people who knew exactly what they were doing because they were all hobbyists and they were there to learn. And the teacher asked a question, and I decided to fake my way through it. And I answered the question in a very inaccurate manner. That was, obvious that I didn't know what I was talking about. And I tried to fake my way through it, and it was one of those moments. I had a moment where one of the guys in the class was a little California surfer dude, and he looked at me, and he knew I knew nothing about what I was talking about, and he looked at me and he said, "Dude, just say you don't know, dude. It's okay. It'll be great. It'll be fine. We're all here to learn, dude." And and it was one of those moments where I learned not to try to fake my way through things. That's all the time we got today for CoveyCast. Thank you for coming and joining us, and thank you for hanging out with us. We'll talk to y'all later.